Sometimes I'm a shy person. I have up walls. And I think that these days people can read past the bull. It's time for me to just be vulnerable and share my story. Even though truthfully, it's really hard for me to have to think about it and talk about it. I was left in bed pretty much for 2 years. I thought at one point I wasn't going to make a record again, that maybe my music was over. Welcome to my studio. I don't really have a name for it. Let's just call it the Head Above Water Music Studio. I was on tour and I was so sick. I went to like every specialist in Los Angeles. For so long I didn't have an answer. Then I found an amazing doctor on the East Coast and was like diagnosed on the spot. And it was Lyme disease. Typically you get a tick bite. It really like weakens like everything, like your muscles, your strength. I did antibiotics for 2 years straight. I even had to take anti-malarias. I was stuck in bed, staring at the ceiling.
Avril's a very, very energetic ball of light. You know someone for so long to be a certain way, and then obviously whenever, the Lyme came about, it took a very hard toll that I don't think anybody would ever even understand.
I felt like I was drowning. One night in my bed, my mom was holding me, and I thought I was dying, and I had accepted it. In that moment, all these song lyrics just like flew through me. All of a sudden I had this song concept and all these lyrics. I grabbed my cell phone and I went into notes and I was like, God, help me keep my head above the water so that I can breathe and rescue me. And like, my mom was so confused, like, who are you texting? And I was like, I got a song. And she's like, oh. And that was like the start of the record. While I was still recovering, I was just like, write and write and write. I'm kind of old school. I still like to write my lyrics down. I had all this time off and I was in my home healing. It's like quiet around me and I was like not drinking, and so I was like very sober and very bored. I felt like I was a bird locked up in a cage, the feeling of being trapped. Pretty bird, you can't sing by your diamonds and ruby rings like a bird locked up in a cage. Normally it's like going to a studio, you write a song that day, you record it that day, then you're on to the next, da-da-da. I stripped it back. I started each song, which is like piano, vocal, and then I would like build around the track.
Watching her work makes you want to step your game up because her process is relentless.
No, this is how much writing I did. These are like pretty much all full. I said, I don't have a lot of energy and stuff, but like maybe I can sing in the studio. Hi. Hey. Chad Kruger, he helped me to record the song Head Above Water. And so when I sat down to sing, I didn't know what it was going to be like. I didn't know if like I'd lost my voice or if it would be weaker. And I think that the emotion was just like really raw and very real. I remember singing and like my whole body getting like really like warm and also just like fighting back the tears. When you cry, your vocal cords tense up, so then the tone of your voice will totally change. So Chad came running in and he was like, no, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. But there is like a part in verse 1 where you can kind of hear like my voice like crack a bit. I've gotta keep the calm before the storm. I just thought no matter what, like we have to keep this vocal take. It's time for me to just be vulnerable. Yeah, my life is what I'm fighting for. Can't part the sea, can't reach the shore. Everyone who heard the song all had the same response. They were like, I just got goosebumps, or like tears were in people's eyes. And I don't think I've really had a song like that. So it just showed me that music lives in me. It's in my blood, it's in my body, it's in my soul. It's like, that's what I'm supposed to do. And my voice becomes the driving force.
When you get a song that's that strong, you have to have the visuals to match. We've shot all over the world, in Iceland.
It's like out of control. It's the best video I've shot. That was a huge milestone and a victorious moment for me to like shoot a music video. And then I got to sing Head Above Water for the iHeart Honda stage. And that was the second time I'd ever performed it.
I think it definitely healed her along the way. Every song, she was like, I have to finish this, I have to finish this. Even when she didn't want to wake up, she didn't want to get out of bed. That definitely drove her to get better. She knew she had to.
Cheers!
Cheers! Cheers!
I ain't playing no games, 'cause I got nothing left to lose.
I'm gonna make some homemade whipped cream, and instead of using sugar, I'm going to use maple syrup. Says the Canadian. Well, that's bomb. Here I am, I have my life back. I'm strong, I'm healthy. It's important for me to talk about my struggle and what I went through. I can't believe like the song I wrote in bed ended up being my first single. And it makes me feel really good that I could actually do something with my life during that period. I hope that this album can give strength and inspire and bring any type of comfort to anyone who listens to it.